What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Councilmen podcast. I am your host for today, Albert Viradharma, and today I am joined by the one and only Ariq Andrea. Ariq, how are you doing
Hey,
today?
what's up, guys? Nah, I'm doing fine. It's late. It's actually not that late. It's fine. It'd be nice.
Time difference is
Time difference is it's a
quite a
big
pain in the
problem.
ass. Yep,
Like if you can
and
see how bright his room is. You
it's
can see my
10:30
mine.
a.m.
Yeah, mine is just like if I turn off the lights, I am invisible.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's snowing in my place, so it's not that bright. It's actually very white outside, but
It's very white
uh,
outside.
yeah, as you can tell, I am not your usual person who do the introduction. Usually we have Kelvin, Johannes, but he might join us. I'm not sure. He said he's gonna be late, so we'll see if he is able to join us live or not. Teguh, we heard no news of him. He
I
actually did
haven't heard of him.
promise. Yeah, I know.
I
He
haven't heard
did
of him in two
promise.
days.
He promised that he will be available for this time. He agreed on this time, but as always, I guess Teguh cannot fulfill his promises. And yes, if you guys are listening, right, if Teguh is listening to the podcast right now, you don't think I'm going to talk smack about you? I will, because you missed out on almost every single podcast. So Teguh, next time you better be on it, okay? So
Oh wait, are we gonna title this podcast "A Councilman Feud?" Question mark! Exclamation
Councilman
mark!
Civil War, man.
Councilman Civil War.
Breaking up like a boy band and also like the Avengers. There you go.
So this could be our very last episode. Who knows?
So yeah, as you can see in the title, we are gonna
what
talk
is
about the
what is the
Minecraft
title?
movie that has been announced. We are gonna talk about the Minecraft movie that has been announced. I saw the news by Collider recently, and I'm shocked. And it also happened that we are already sort of planning to talk about video games movie in the first place. It just happened that the Minecraft movie news is announced. So what a convenient
Just,
for us.
just. I mean, just try not to get confused. The main topic of this podcast is not about the Minecraft movie, but it's just more of a video game movies in general.
Yeah,
Unless
go on.
unless we stray too far like we normally do, and then we just ended up talking about Minecraft.
Pretty sure that will eventually happen. But yes, we are going to talk about the Minecraft movie for a bit. So stay tuned. If you want to listen to that part, stay tuned. It's going to be somewhere down the show. But we are also going to talk about why video games movie are generally bad. Some of them are at least watchable. Some of them are good, but generally they
Usually the
stinks.
yeah, usually the best ones are watchable at best.
Exactly. We're gonna give ideas if we can improve it or not. I mean, we're definitely quote unquote experts in this, so we can definitely give ideas, and we're gonna talk if it's gonna be better, if it's a movie or maybe a series down the line, especially with all the streaming like Netflix and all those kind of stuff. We can maybe streaming service might work, and also potential video games that should be turned into movies. But before we start, let's do some house cleaning. By that, I mean, let's talk about the fact that we are now, as I mentioned on our previous episode, on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Castbox, all those podcasting platform that you know and love. So if you are usually just listening on YouTube and you don't have YouTube Red, so you have to keep the YouTube tab open, and you just want to listen on audio, go ahead, check it out in our audio feed. Our friend at Anchor help us, and it allow us to stream in multiple platform. And if you leave a review, a 5-star review, we will
Five times.
we promise to read your review. Doesn't matter what language or whatever you write. Talk smack as long as 5-star, we will read it.
If you leave 5 star and you said your show sucks, yeah, we'll definitely read it.
Yep,
We'll read anything
definitely.
5 stars.
And talking about 5-star review, we just happen to not have a 5-star review, so we're not going to talk about 5-star reviews.
We're not gonna talk. So there are no shoutouts for this
Yep,
episode.
no shout out for this one.
No
However,
shout-out.
however, before I forget, it's the new year, so happy new year to everyone. We pre-recorded the previous one, and we should have said happy new year then, but I guess we just weren't thinking about it. So happy new year finally.
It's a bit late for New Year.
It's only 13 days, that's
Okay,
right.
is it okay if I brought something up? It's a bit not
Hmm.
related to the video game topic though.
Go ahead.
I mean, just in case you're wondering, we didn't make an episode of top 10 movies or top 5 movies of 2018. And in case you're wondering why we haven't done that, is because, it's because like well, we kind of missed out a lot of movies, and as a result, can't make a proper list worthy of worthy of mentioning. So as a result, we kind of just glossed that over. Maybe we'll make one for 2019, or hopefully we make one for 2019. But yeah,
Hmm.
2018 kind of just missed that. That thing's just like miss. We'll just let it slide.
Yeah. Uh, just for just for the record, I am planning to release one of my own on Instagram. I already did did one for my Instagram TV. If you follow me on Instagram, I did top 10 videos. But I'm gonna post a Instagram post very soon, my official top 10 in pictures, because I finally finished seeing all the movies I want to see in 2018. So yeah, I don't know how much movie you watch, Ariq, in 2018, but yeah, that's the reason because we don't
I
feel
mean,
like we've seen enough movies.
at least eventually, I caught up with Bumblebee and Spider Verse, which were really
Bumblebee's
good.
awesome.
So
Bumblebee's
yeah, yeah.
awesome.
So that's why. So I guess that's fine and all.
Yeah, and one more thing
But
before we, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
oh no, never mind. I thought never mind. I thought I had something else to say. I didn't.
Okay. Yeah. One more thing before we dive into the video game movie topic, I just want to say. Apparently, our last episode, episode 6, the top 10 most anticipated movies of 2019, is the most listened to episode so far, which is interesting. We don't.
I have a feeling most of that is because well, as of episode 6, our podcast has been released on multiple different platforms, right? I mean, I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure that's why. But I'm just saying. I'm not saying that we did bad, but we had like a lot of connections. I'm just saying that's
That's
probably
true.
the case.
Yeah, I would argue that was one of our worst episodes because of quality and technical
like
difficulties.
like if you're wondering, okay, like if any of you guys actually watched it in the beginning, Kelvin keeps getting cut off, and he replied like
Five
a
minutes
minute
late.
late to the actual question. Like we said something, and all of a sudden Kelvin's like, "Oh yeah," and it's like, "Kelvin, what are you talking about?"
Yeah.
This is
Uh,
so confusing.
I think one of the reasons also because this is just based on listens on through the podcasting app, not on YouTube. This one is timed sort of correctly because the previous one we recorded and uploaded on YouTube and we like uploaded late on here, like we time it out in the podcast feed. So this one is actually like sort of timed properly, I guess. That's probably why it got most views among
Yeah.
outside of the others. Yeah, even though
All right, I guess
on YouTube the analytics we don't get that many views on that
we don't
podcast
get
episode.
it.
Nope. Yeah. All right. So
But
let's just
it's all right. Let's
yeah.
just dive in. Let's just dive in into it. Some people are just like, just shut up, stop talking, just talk about the video game. Yes, we will, we will.
All right. We talk about this topic because my fellow councilmen, especially Ariq, Teguh, and Kelvin, they are expert in video games. I am not. The extent of my video game playing is Pokemon, NBA, and
Smash.
used to Minecraft. I play Smash Bros here and there, Mario Kart. I play most Nintendo, like party Nintendo games, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anik, you're an expert on this. So why don't
I'm
you
not sure
take it?
if people would. I'm not sure if people would consider me an expert or an addict. It's either. See, what's one of the. All right.
Hmm, I wonder what the difference is.
But yeah, I do play a lot of video games. That's the point. That's why I keep telling people, "Oh, this is my Steam," in case you guys actually want to join and play.
Huh.
But anyway,
So,
yeah.
all right, Alex. So, why don't you take it away? What are some? When I say the word video game movies, what are some movies that come into your mind, and what are the general
Um,
consensus of it?
when I think of video game movies, it's usually the old Lara Croft is probably like what comes to mind first, simply because that's like one of the first video game movies I've ever watched, like the old Lara Croft movies, the one starring Angelina Jolie.
Hmm.
And I mean, like, but obviously, I thought the action was quite cool back then. But then, as of now, I thought I was like, wow, this movie's kind of shit. It's quite shit. And then other video game movies, like come and go, like such as Assassin's Creed, yeah, that was a disaster. That was also quite a disaster. So
I didn't see
basically,
that one. Was it really that bad?
in general, it's like when I think of video game movies, I'm like, yeah, that's something. It's like this. It's like, oh, I like video games. I like movies. Just don't put them together. It's like one of those things. It's like, it's like I like steak, I like chocolate, but you won't put steak and chocolate together. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work very well, isn't
Uh,
it?
Keep it
But
separate.
yeah, yeah. You get like I like it separate, but if you combine them both, it's not appetizing. That's basically like my concept of video game movies. It's just like I don't know why it just never works. Or hopefully it will work, but who knows? At
Yeah.
least that's what I think of it.
Yeah. Well, some video games movie that when you say video game movies, what come to my mind is of course, the recent Tomb Raider movie,
The old one.
starring Alicia Vikander. That one was not that bad, but once again forgettable. Like if I were to give it a score
Well,
out
yeah,
of
it was
10,
forgettable.
probably like 7, probably.
Yeah,
But
like I said in the beginning, like it's watchable at best.
yeah, and like I'm trying to go through some video game movie on Rotten Tomatoes. None of them are really that high.
Actually, can we check
Uh,
the ratings? Like, what's the highest video game movie rating on Rotten
I'm
Tomatoes?
trying to go through that. But some other movies are like Need for Speed. I don't know if you see that. I didn't see that. The Warcraft movie
Oh,
2016. It was there.
yeah,
It
I've
was
watched some
Duncan Jones who
videos.
directed it, and he's a pretty good director. But that movie I heard stinks. So
Yeah, oh yeah, about this Need for Speed was actually quite good. It was like one of those old Fast Furious movies where it's just focused on racing, and that's why
mhm.
it's actually it was quite decent. The Fast Furious movie. I did watch Warcraft, but I've never played Warcraft before.
Okay.
But but the thing is, I've seen gameplays really different from the movies, obviously.
Yeah, some
But
other movies that can be mentioned are like Resident Evil movies. I
uh,
heard the first one was pretty good. The rest was kind of stink.
I guess that's an
Mortal
idea. Yeah.
Kombat. Yeah, Silent Hill,
Yes.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I think I've watched some of the Silent Hill movies, and they were they weren't really they weren't really that memorable, in my opinion, at least.
All right, and
But I
I
don't know,
do
like,
found go. Yeah, sorry.
oh, so basically, I was gonna say like, I'm pretty sure there are like video game movies that people actually like out there, but but it's just
Hmm.
that in the general sense, most of it is really not that good.
Yeah, and you were asking about the Rotten Tomatoes #1 score.
Mm.
The highest one in here, based on Rotten Tomatoes, with 51%, which is still rotten because you need to be 60 and up to be fresh. It
Yeah.
is. It proves why maybe video game movie aren't that good because this is released in 2018. It's
Mm.
Rampage.
Oh my God. But
That
Rampage is like
movie,
one of those really old games, though. Like, the
yeah,
one in
it
the
is.
arcade. Yeah.
I find the movie quite okay. It was interesting. I like that. I like that what Dwayne Johnson do in it, but that's it. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Like it's a bit, yeah, it's quite watchable. Like I said, it's watchable at best. It's always watchable at best, but not
mhm.
anything, anything over that, nothing memorable or over the top.
Yeah, every other percentage scores are below that, and that's kind of I didn't realize it was that bad, honestly. Guess how much is the Assassin's Creed on Rotten Tomato?
It has to be, I would guess, like 20-ish%.
17.
Oh God, it's worse than I
Yeah,
thought.
the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider is 51%. Resident Evil Vendetta, which was released in I don't know what year
Actually,
this was released. It
I
was
got I
43.
I'm actually a bit lost with how many Resident Evil movies are there actually? It's like five.
I'm guessing 5. I don't know that for sure. I get a fact check. Angry Birds movie is 144%. But in here in Rotten Tomatoes, I didn't thought of them because I guess they go to theater in some areas they go to the big screen. Some other they just straight to
Mhm.
DVD. But a
Wait,
lot
you
of
mean
the
are you
movies
talking
in
about
no in
are you
this
talking about
list
like
there is
the
a
movies?
franchise. I'm talking about a
Oh,
franchise in this list.
all right, right.
It is the Pokemon franchise. There is a lot of Pokemon movies that I do know that there are a lot of Pokemon movies, but they're well, I guess they're based on a video game. They're based on an anime, which is based on a video game.
So does that make
And
it a video game movie?
I guess
And
so.
it's not an animation though. It's not like I
Yeah.
think we forgot to mention, like, are we talking about like
Well,
live
like,
action video game movies, or is it like, can we include the animation too or something like that?
well, we can include animation because I mean, like the Angry Birds movies are animation, and there's no way they're making a live action Minecraft movie. That would be absurd.
How did they make it? I don't think they'll even make a live action Angry Bird movies. You're not gonna throw a real bird from
Just chuck some seagulls and pigeons. Oh, throw the pigs. Oh,
Oh my
and then
god!
in the end, it's like there is no animals harm in the filming of this movie.
Their deaths were instantaneous. Oh my god!
But yeah,
It's just brutal.
there's a lot of Pokemon movies in here. The highest Pokemon is 43, and this is the very first Pokemon movie I choose you. Wait, or is this the newest one? I
I
gotta
thought the
check
newest one was
actually.
Detective Pikachu.
That one's not
Was that?
out. We can talk about it for a bit later. But
All right, we'll
yes,
talk about it.
what was your question earlier? How many Resident Evil movies you want me to fact check that?
Actually, I already fact checked it. There are five or six. How the hell
Six.
did they make
Yeah.
six?
Tekken
Jesus Christ!
movies, Hitman movies.
Hitman movies. There were some actually, more than, like, the latest one was Agent 47, but there was
Oh yeah.
another one before that, and they were quite terrible too, since I don't remember them.
Mhm.
I mean, like, if they were so good, I'm pretty sure people would, remember it.
Right, right.
But no,
Yeah, this Pokemon the movie I choose used the one in 2017. So it's a recent one because they did like re-release a new version of the original
is it
Pokemon
like
movie or
a
something.
animated film?
Yeah,
Anime?
animated. It's an anime, yeah. And it is rotten at 43% with 7 reviews, 3 fresh, 4 rottens.
Oh wow.
Only 7 reviews. So, yeah. So, why do you think video game movies are generally bad? Do you think it's just because people, like the directors or the script writers, don't know how to translate them well? Do you think video game movie in general should not be made as movies? I mean, like,
Hmm.
should video games not be made as movies? Do you think it's sort of a story? Do you think it's because video games are supposed to showcase gameplay, and in movies you cannot do that? Why do you think that is, Ariq?
Well, there's actually quite a lot of factors. Okay, well, I'll start off with the about the part where you said, like, oh, should video game movies not exist? I mean, that's entirely false in my opinion. Simply because, like, you mentioned this, you actually told me this like a long time ago. Or is it like just last year? I can't remember. It's one of those things.
What
But
is
the
it?
point is, like, what you said was like, oh, comic book movies. Oh wait, no, it's about Lara Croft Tomb Raider, the new one, because you had hopes for that one, or some kind of, to an extent. You're like, oh, it's
Well,
probably good.
yeah, because
Like,
I am a fan of Alicia Vikander, and I
yeah,
know I've seen the foreign film that Roar Utog, I'm mispronouncing his name. He made a very awesome disaster foreign film. It's all in, I want to say, Norwegian language, and it's a great film for a foreign film. So I was having hopes that the movie as Tomb
yeah,
Raider was eh.
yeah. Like, you had, listen, but point is, like, you had hopes for the movies, and basically what you said was, a long time ago, like, comic book movies, they weren't really that good. Like, say the old Daredevil movie, 2003, around that time.
I think it's 2003.
Yeah, 2003. Yeah, like the old that the Daredevil movie starring
Ben
Batman.
Affleck.
Ben
Ben
Affleck.
Affleck.
Sorry, Ben Affleck. Like, that was quite bad, right? And there's also like the other old comic book movies that people do like, except they weren't that good. Like, yeah, like Daredevil, Blade, Elektra, something like that.
Hmm.
But now it's like the biggest thing ever, like with Infinity War, right? So
Yeah.
obviously, comic book movies have evolved since then. They were shit, now they're good. Like, if comic books can do that, I'm pretty sure video games should be able to do it too. Like, they just need a proper, right scripting, director,
Hmm.
and of course, like screenplay, like all that. They just need like a proper one.
They just need the
I guess,
right
like,
team.
they just, yeah, they haven't. It's like they haven't found the right ingredients for it. How do you say it? Like, they just
Yeah.
haven't found the right setup for it. Like this, this, and this. like if they found the right, momentum, they could keep it, and then they could, it could be like the MCU all over again, except it's for video games. I'm not like,
Oh.
who knows, that could happen. But yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
the point is like yeah, like if comic book movies were shit, but now they're like the biggest thing ever. Like video games isn't really too far from it. Like it isn't too far from it. That's the point. And I guess in the second thing I would like to bring up is like about the like how can video games be portrayed. I mean, yeah, that is actually one of the hindrance. Like this is what I've always imagined, because I'm like a pro a pro video game, as in like I support video games. Not I am a pro gamer. I suck at video games.
Mm-hmm.
But the point is like how a book, if you read a book, like you imagine the characters and all the story happening in your head, right? And if
Yeah.
you're in the movie, you just simply watch the characters from the comfort of a couch or a seat.
Mm-hmm.
But what I like to think about a video game is that you are the character, you control them, you do what you move them around, you do what you want them to do. So you get it. So there's like one, you imagine
Right.
the character, one you see the character, one you are the character.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how they can make you feel that you are the character in like a movie, like that's kind of impossible, really. So you get what I mean? Like, so it doesn't like have the same sense, and maybe that just turns people away from video game movies because it just doesn't feel like the real thing. Like they just look at the video game movie and it'd be like, oh, it's just another action movie. It's not like a proper Tomb Raider and Lara Croft or whatever. You get what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean. And now that you just said it, it's like they're just trying to make a popcorn action movie, I guess.
Yeah.
And now that I think about it, video games are not just action. There are a lot of different, even like Resident Evil, it's isn't it supposed to be horror? But I feel like the movies are more action than horror.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Like
supposed to be it's
there
supposed to be
could be
like
like
those
many,
horror survival
there could be
things.
like
Like
many
zombie.
genres from video games, not just action video games. There are many genres they could adapt and try on you. But I guess we haven't seen that much aside from the Angry Birds
I
movies.
mean, I mean, in all fairness, a lot of video games does involve action simply because,
Hmm.
well, obvious. I mean, for obvious reasons, people want to have a sense of playing. They don't just want to like watch the storyline go. However, there is this one company called Telltale, I believe.
Telltale,
Some
I was
people
just about to
like
bring
yeah,
it up. Yeah,
yeah.
Telltale.
Like as Telltale, it's not action at all. Like even though it's like The Walking Dead, they even have Guardians of the Galaxy. It's mainly like story-based gameplay.
Yeah. The
Like
only
those,
extent of their action is like,
yeah,
oh, 30 seconds, double tap if you want to survive.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
That's the
like
only
that's the
extent of.
only action. Yeah, that's the only action they get. But that's the like yeah. But Telltale games, they're very story orientated and maybe like it's like they could have made a movie out of that. I mean, technically, Telltale is the closest thing to like a movie, like
Yeah,
an
I mean,
actual
like,
movie. Because
and we're gonna get to the Minecraft topic soon, but Telltale, they did make a Minecraft Telltale game, and I was like, that's probably the only way a Minecraft movie could work.
what they did? Wait, I'm gonna
They
Google
they
that
made
right
they made
now.
Minecraft they made Minecraft the game on Telltale. You can Google that if you want. But that is probably the only way a Minecraft movie would be able to work using that kind of
Oh yeah,
story.
Minecraft story mode. That's
Yeah,
what it's
and
literally called.
I did see some gameplay of it from some YouTube gamers, and I was like, oh, that's quite interesting, the story as well. But yeah, I agree with you. Most video game movies, they just need to get the right team. I mean, we're not saying that all video game movies have stinky directors because, like I said, Roar Utag was a good one. The director of, I think the director of Rampage was Brett Payton, and
I forgot.
he did San Andreas, which wasn't too bad.
Uh,
What else?
how?
Uh, yeah, there are Duncan Jones who did Warcraft. He's a good director, but that movie wasn't that good. So it's not, I guess, not just a director because they need to get once again, they need to co-op. I don't know if they do. I don't know how Hollywood works in terms of making video game movie, but they have to work with the original game developers, I guess, in terms of adapting the story and how to make it like a faithful adaptation, at the same time of how to portray the video game aspects into a movie.
Yeah. I just realized about that. Like, like I'm not sure if they actually, if they actually work with the game developers or just like, hey, can we make the movie? And the game developers are like, yeah, sure. Like if it's just like that, then it's probably not going to work because obviously they don't know what they're doing and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. I have that sense when I first watched Assassin's Creed because it just felt off.
Right. Yeah.
It just felt really off from the actual game.
Yeah, and I read this somewhere, or I listened to it somewhere. Like they say one of the
Oh
reasons.
look, hang
Hmm?
on, hang on. Look who has joined. Can you put that the Super Smash Bros thing like Kelvin joins the battle?
So, hi Kelvin, take a breather. Once
I,
you're
I
ready,
ran.
yeah, that's why
I
take.
ran from the bus station because there's no bus left. Because I
You are
forgot
the
it's
boss.
midnight. It's up at 10. All right, continue.
Yeah, take a breather. Uh, I'll
We'll,
head it to
we'll
you
keep
once
going
you
on.
feel ready. But yeah, I read it somewhere. I listened somewhere that one of the reasons video game movies, their storyline isn't that good, most of them, is because they are just trying to adapt it from the game itself. And most video games, there are some video games that have really good storylines, but at the end of the day, they are meant to be games, and they are meant for the pleasure and the enjoyment of
Yeah,
the player.
yeah, for the actual
So
gameplay, not just for watching.
yeah, the game developers focus on the gameplay instead of on the story. That's where
Yeah,
they
that's true.
put their main
I
focus
mean,
on.
you
So
can't exactly show gameplay in a movie because that kind of defeats the purpose of a movie.
mhm.
And yes, so I understand that. And some video games are just there for the gameplay, and you can't exactly
Yes,
put
indeed.
that in the movie. So Kelvin, so basically what we're talking about in this first topic that you just entered halfway through is basically, yeah, your thoughts on
First
video
topic.
games. Like, why do you think they did? Why do you think they don't work? That's basically the main
Uh,
idea. Like, why do you think they mostly don't work? Why is it? Why
uh,
most video games are shit? Why?
I agree with whatever.
With me, bitch.
Who the fuck
I
is
agree
that?
with. I agree with whatever. Uh, Albert just mentioned.
Oh,
Uh,
Nicholas.
but how? Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, Albert say what I want to say.
You agree with what? You said you want to agree with somebody.
Also, something like the reason why people like the games is because of the. Because here's the thing, like for example, a game like Uncharted, everyone say, "Oh yeah, you can make that into a movie." Sure, because when they make the game, they actually focus on the story. However, like like you can't really show like what 20 minutes of like people climbing mountains. You know, I
That's
don't
what
know.
Well,
they're
The
trying to
story was
do.
good, but then the part of like climbing mountain, it's part of like the in that game at least, it's like it helps to move the story forward because there's dialogues while climbing. You know what I'm talking? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah. But like, yeah, that's what I think. But yeah, I would say it best is no.
Well,
Eh.
that's sort of somewhat leads to the idea. Ariq also mentioned the concept of like earlier. Oh, because when you play video games, you're controlling the people, and when you're watching, you're not controlling it. And Calvin mentioned just now, you cannot have a 20-minute sequence of mountain climbing. But what if it's not a movie and if it's a series? Do you think okay, there's two ideas here. First, a series, you can make it long form, which means that maybe you could have a whole episode of just mountain climbing with dialogues, because we've seen
Oh,
some,
episode
like,
nine.
we've seen a long form series which one episode take place in one location with just dialogues. That has happened now in this day and age with Netflix and all those kind of stuff. And
Yeah, that makes sense if you want to
in terms
make
of
a movie.
controlling, sorry, what?
Huh?
Okay,
Never mind.
in terms of controlling the player, you guys, I told you guys about the Bender Snatch concept, right? The Netflix
Yes.
only, it's an interactive movie. most people who have Netflix probably have tried this. It's basically an interactive. I guess it's a episode, like a 1 hour episode or something like that. It's an
I know what you're
interactive.
talking about.
You choose what will happen. There are probably memes about it also now. I've seen some. It's like, oh, you choose option A or option B, and then it affects the whole storyline, and you could have multiple different endings. That sort of affects, if you want, like a control aspect of a movie. So, Kelvin, do you think a series would work better, or and also chime in a little bit about what you think about like an interactive kind of series?
Uh, interactive kind of series, I guess might I would say it would work better than like just like a movie, some because like you've seen game where we just basically make like simple choices like what's the name,
You mentioned
Telltale
that
Games
before.
series.
Yeah,
Is
we
it?
did mention Telltale earlier too.
Just
Yeah, yeah,
before you
yeah.
came in, actually.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean like games like Telltale Games basically like those movies with like the Netflix thing that you talk about, Bandersnatch or something. I don't know the name.
Bandersnatch, yeah.
Yeah, Bandersnatch. So I think it would work better. Yeah, as because like the thing that makes Bandersnatch interesting is because first of all is of course because you have a choice, but then it's also because of the different ending that everyone will get. So
Yeah.
it intrigues people to watch. So I would say anything would actually work if they make into that format, as long as it's actually they make a good story out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's my
gonna be
take
too
on it.
tough to make an interactive thing because I don't know how long they did to make that because they have
Yeah,
to
I
make
know that's the thing.
multiple.
Cause like with every little thing, you need to for like for one episode, like you have to shoot like multiple times, I guess. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have
plus
yeah.
a team
Bandersnatch is like
working
a
on this,
very
then
Mhm.
this. Yeah,
Yeah, Bandersnatch like a very subtle, somewhat realistic to the ground story. But if you want to do something spectacle with CGI and stuff, that will be even more tougher for like an
It is.
interactive thing.
imagine like
I,
Game of
I
Thrones,
don't
but
think
with
it's
those choices,
Oh my god.
dude.
Game of Thrones with choices. What the
Money will be
hell?
gone. They'll
Like
they'll be
literally,
bankrupt
like
after
these
that.
characters. Not only will you be bankrupt, you also have like the whole story is just gonna be like completely divergent from one another. Just like, so which one's the true one? No, no, now do we? And this is the thing I actually want to
Who
mention is
knows?
about the interactive movie thing. I mean, the thing is, movies are like those things where, well, at least for me, like what you do in a movie is like you just turn it on and then just sit back, relax. I can't be bothered to make choices for how the movie. I don't want to direct the movie as it goes along. Like that's for the director. So like, if I want to play something interactive, might as well buy a Telltale game instead.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you can't.
I mean,
You cannot
kind of
anymore,
defeats the
Rick. They
purpose.
went bankrupt.
That's
Can I
sad.
not buy one of their games now, or is it like completely
I
off the
mean,
store?
I'm pretty sure they're still in the store, right? I don't know,
No, I'm
but I'm
gonna
I mean,
pretty
they
search for
went
Telltale
bankrupt.
games on
They're not
Steam
making
right
any more
now.
they're
games.
not making any new ones, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah, I know, but
they're
you
still
can't
available.
buy the old ones, right? This is the thing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
guess
can still buy it.
you still brought up the point. That's true. People just want to sit back and relax and not think like, oh man, I have to choose which cereal this guy's gonna eat. Okay, fine. I almost say Krispy Kreme as cereal.
Because we can.
Cornflakes,
Albert,
whatever.
you're in US.
All of a
What?
If
sudden,
I
he
make
eats
that mistake, it's
cornflakes.
fine. You no, it's your culture.
Wow.
It's like so all of a sudden it's like you chose this dialogue and then there's like a notification on the top. Eddie will remember that. Go.
But yeah,
You just on this
Yeah.
order, Eddie will remember that.
but
Wait, is this something going to happen?
yeah, this thing probably if like interactive, it might only work in terms of streaming. I don't know how it's gonna work
It's very
if it's gonna be in a
there's
movie theater. I don't know how it's gonna be. Like people on their seats
No,
got like clickers or something, like
people
A
will
and B.
shout. People will
dude.
shout
No,
like,
no, no.
"Hey,
It's like
hey!"
okay. Imagine
No,
this.
no, no, no. I got like in the cinema, everyone got a clicker like left, and then like they vote by
So
the
they have like
Yeah,
majority.
it's like
button.
popular vote. It's like,
what if there's buttons on the cinema? They have to like click on it.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to
And
say.
there's
Imagine,
one
imagine
that's
it's like
neutral.
popular voting. Like
And
after,
it gets even confusing. What if there's a total of 200 people exactly, and a 100 would A, 100 would B? Like, what are they gonna choose
And,
then?
and then there's that one guy that don't choose. Like, God damn it!
Yeah, then we're just
What
like,
if
but
it
it's
just ruined the
dude,
story. And I was like, I was at the toilet, man. The fuck?
what if it's 50-50?
that's what Ariq just did. But yeah,
Yeah,
also
that's why.
one of the thing about the Bandersnatch thing is if you choose the wrong answers, sort of like if the answers lead to a character dying and it ends the story. Imagine if you go to a movie cinema, pay like $18, and then you go to a theater, first choice you made, wrong mistake, the character died, 5 minutes in, you're already out.
I would want a refund.
That's a big fuck you.
I would
unless
go on
unless you,
full on Kevin mode.
unless they allow you to rewind until you officially get an official ending. Oh, yeah.
It's rewind time.
Wow.
Oh no, I make a mistake.
We're not
It's
talking about the
rewind
blues.
Oh
time.
We're not
no,
talking about the
I make a
bluesmith again.
mistake. No, no, but it's not Blue Smith. I was just talking.
Okay.
It's
Besides,
rewind time.
All right. Back to the topic of video game movie slash series. Kelvin sort of talked about the series a bit. Ariq, you think a series would work better or not in terms
I
of
mean, it
movies?
worked. Didn't it work for Nintendo? I mean, Nintendo. Didn't it work for, what is it? Pokemon?
Well, that's
Technically.
uh, yeah. Well, they took the concept of Pokemon, but they make a whole story with filler, hundreds and hundreds of filler episodes.
Wait. What
Yeah,
what
no,
what
Like,
but
what from Pokemon?
that
I mean,
reason that
Pokemon is based on a game. Technically, the anime
yeah,
is based on a game, and
Oh,
it
is
is
it?
yeah,
yeah.
it's like 900. It's I don't know how many episodes. I'm gonna Google it, but it's multiple, and it's on. It's not. It's on TV. I don't know what channel. I don't know if it's on any streaming platform. But because it's not stuck to one story, they expand to the whole thing. They sort of just go with the concept of going through a region. But yeah, Pokemon works better
Um,
instead of movies because and in some like as a series or movies because I found the most engaging Pokemon episodes are just like the really small ones where it's just a small character story, or the best Pokemon battles are like the battles that took place one episode long, or even the battle like one battle took place and split into three different episodes. There has happened before, and those are like the most intense and epic battles. So Pokemon works better as
dude,
a series because some of the movies, the battles are like not as fun and stuff like that.
I've seen a
Yeah.
fight 5 episodes long, bro.
5 episode long fight. Even though the actual game, you're just like click this, use that, use that, and
It
then
would have
switch
been a
over
one
again.
episode thing if not for the flashbacks.
It's not for the flash.
Okay. Well. According to what is this? What site is this? According to US Gamer, they say the Pokemon anime series is regarded as the most successful video game adaptation of all time, with over 1,000 episodes.
Okay,
That is
makes
Uh,
sense.
I, how many episodes exactly? I'm trying to figure out still. But so, Ariq, are you saying that series might work better as a whole?
I mean, the problem with well, okay, well, I'll mention Assassin's Creed again because that movie was dog shit. But okay, but the thing is about the Assassin's Creed movie, I can tell that everything was so clamped, like cramped into one area. They can't really show everything. Like they'll have to show the ones where they're in the real world, and then the one where they're inside the Animus, the virtual reality thingy.
Mm-hmm.
So and they can't really show that the same way the video game did. So, and as a result, the movie felt extremely rushed. The story felt weird, and the characters are, I don't fucking know. I can't even remember the name of the assassin because he's so pointless. But if it's like in a
I don't
series,
remember
you can
any.
kind of,
I don't remember any name from it.
yeah, I know. Like if you extend the series, if you put it like in a series, for example, you can have like one episode where they're in the real world, and you have like 4 episodes in the animes or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
So you'll have a better
I
understanding
say,
of both characters, and at the end, of
mm,
course, the story flow will flow a lot better instead of being too cramped. So that's the point. The point is like if there's like a big video game filled with like filled with world, like the world is big,
yeah,
the story is quite long, and it takes place in different eras. Like a series would be better to implement that. If it's a movie, it's way too short. It's just gonna
yeah,
get
like
confusing and pointless and toxic.
basically like those free roaming games.
Yeah, free
It's
roaming games.
with world building and everything. Yeah, it would work better in a series, but it's games like I would say Gears of War. That game it would work in the movie because it's a linear
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
Yeah,
Gears of War. That's something linear. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But if something like big like Assassin's Creed, I think the series is better. But Gears of
yeah.
War, where story is linear, movie could work.
Yeah, I mean, like literally, Pokemon is like that. It's a big world, isn't it? Pokemon. It's like how many different regions, how many different Pokemons.
Yeah, it's ongoing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's not
and
good.
there are many characters too in there.
Yeah, there are many characters too. Like, how do you cramp? Can you cramp every single Pokemon games into one movie? It's
Yeah,
impossible.
yeah, and it helps that it's an anime because anime is known to having long, like thousands, hundreds episodes. Like I don't know how many One Piece have, but I'm pretty sure there. One
One
Piece
Piece
is
is not
the
even done yet.
yeah. I think One Piece is the record holder, right, or something for anime episodes. So
Isn't it? No, I think the Conan is still ongoing.
okay, maybe Conan. I have no clue. They're up there, but uh, like talking about series and movies, there are several upcoming ones that like we've been talking trash about video game movies and series so far, but there are upcoming video game
Mortal
movies.
Kombat.
What?
What did you say? All of a
Kombat.
sudden,
Teow, teow,
like,
teow, 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 teow.
shut up. Shut up,
Did
Kelvin.
you just say Mortal
Wonder.
Kombat? Okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, uh, maybe we're gonna see some hopes going to the future because if you see it's our last episode, most anticipated one. In my number three
Yeah.
spot, it was Detective Pikachu, the Pokemon movie. And I believe both of you guys also have that in your list. I know Ariq have. I don't remember if Kelvin
Yeah,
have it on his
I had
list.
that on my list. Yeah.
It's
Oh
not
yeah,
on my
wait.
list.
If Detective Pikachu is a big
But
success, like it'll be the first video game movie that's actually not shit.
yeah, and also we're gonna have I don't know how much trust I have on this thing, but there's also gonna be a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, even though the poster freaks me out.
Oh God.
I'll I'll
Don't even mention that. Okay, it never happened.
we gotta mention it.
It never
And
We
happened.
gotta have we gotta have to we have to mention
What did you say? Sonic the Hedgehog,
there
the
is
anime?
and
Part two.
you guys play Monster Hunter, right?
I know, yes, I've been.
Oh
That's
You
yeah,
the
know
the
reason
there's
why
making.
I'm late.
there's
I'm
a
afraid.
film going to happen, right?
Yeah, it's gonna
I
be
know.
shit. You know why?
I know.
Because
I
look,
agree.
Resident
Mila
Evil was
Jovovich
made
gonna
by
be there.
Capcom. It starred Mila
Yeah,
Jovovich.
Jovovich.
Monster Hunter is made by Capcom, starring Mila whatever the fuck her name is.
Jovovich. And also
Yeah,
directed by the same director who directed Resident Evil.
Resident Evil. You
Oh
see
really?
where this is going?
Okay.
Well,
All right.
We're gonna see
I'll just
six. We're
wing
gonna
it.
see
I guess.
six. We're gonna see six Monster Hunter movies that will look shit. Well, most likely,
Yeah.
or I don't know.
And
Well,
on the
I guess if they make a Monster Hunter movie, I guess like they'll mainly focus on having a good CGI for the monsters.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind looking at the really good looking, realistic Rathalos. That would work. I mean, the monsters already look fairly realistic, in a
Now,
certain
what if they
way.
make a practical monster, a
They're not
practical
gonna
machine
make.
like in
They're not gonna.
Jurassic Park?
That is a lot of effort. But
Dude,
I mean, I cannot understand. Wait. Oh, by the way, I cannot understand why they would probably make Monster Hunter is because that game does not have a story, right? Like,
yeah,
what's
so
your
they can
story?
make it
Well,
whatever they want.
yeah, like my story is literally like, oh no, I'm just like a pink-haired hunter hunting a bunch of animals for fun and for clothes and for new clothing. So
yeah,
there's literally no
Yeah,
story, but So they
talking
can
about
literally make any story they want involving the monsters and everything. See what I mean? Like there
Yes.
isn't really much of a story in Monster Hunter.
yeah.
Anything the new Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter World, that's the first, according to one of my friends, I think it's like one of the first time they truly implemented a storyline. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point though.
Usually it's just hunting.
Like if a video game already has a storyline, it's a bit difficult. Like people don't know if like they should follow that story or they should make a new one. What that
Exactly.
confuses people. But if it doesn't have a story to begin with, they can literally make anything they want. I guess that's
Whatever
why
they
they made
want.
Minecraft. That's why they made Minecraft. Like this
I would
doesn't
just
have
want to
to.
bring it up. God damn it, Ariq.
Yeah,
Yeah. Are you saying you're excited for the Minecraft movie then because of it
Yeah.
have no
I'm not
story?
excited. I'm not excited. I'm just saying like this is why they make it. That's the reason why, because there is no story. They can just make whatever the fuck they
Oh
want.
my god.
Real quick,
No, you know what?
real
I
quick. I
want
just I
them.
just have to say, the news that we're talking about is Warner Bros. Minecraft movie finds new director in Peter Solet. I don't know who Peter Solet is, but
So what?
yeah, that they're making the Minecraft movie, and I'm assuming it's going to be an animated movie in the realm of something like the Lego movie or something like that.
It has to be like that because it just won't work if it's
What?
if it's
Someone's gonna wear
But
cardboard or something? Cardboard?
some people
you
just
know what I
wearing
want to see, Bert?
cardboard.
What?
You know what I want to see, Bert? Remember
What?
our video, the Viet Cong one?
Uh huh.
The
Like
I
Minecraft? I
see.
want to
is it the one
see
from like
a
is it the
scene
one from
like
like
that.
middle school?
For
Like
people.
from real human. Oh no! He's attacking us! The Minecraft.
For reference, we're not just saying Viet Cong because of the Cold War, Vietnam War. I made this high school video for a history project with Kelvin. It's on my YouTube. It's on my other YouTube channel. If you search my name,
Asian.
Albert Radar, my YouTube channel is there. I think it's called Guerrilla Warfare or Guerrilla Tactics, and
Yeah,
we
it
made a
is.
video, and I implement Minecraft in it. Because I have to go through a tunnel
So stupid.
to show the guerrilla tactics. So it's on YouTube if you guys want to search it up. Uh, After you finishing listening to the show. And just real quick, we mentioned Detective Pikachu, we mentioned Sonic the Hedgehog. We're going to talk about the Minecraft one again very soon because that is our headlining topic of today. And on the other side of streaming, we have The Witcher. I don't know if you guys play The Witcher or not, but there's a series called The Witcher.
I played
Henry
several
Henry
times.
Cavill is going to play as the main character. So yeah, do you guys play The
I'm
Witcher?
not.
Do you guys know what that
I'm
is?
not.
I played it for a while, so did Kelvin. He borrowed my Witcher for a while
I
too.
played like 30 minutes of it, then I gave up.
You have hopes on
But
The
I
I
hope.
Witcher
spent
as a
like
series?
several hours.
You know what? I want. This has to be in the movie. If not, I'm not gonna watch it. I want him. I want Henry Cavill to do this. To
It's a
do the
series.
quest.
I think it's a
Oh,
series.
it's a series.
Let
Yeah,
me check.
I want Henry
Netflix.
Cavill to have one episode where he do the quest where he gets the grandma's pants back.
But I'm pretty sure that's on Heidi, man. Yeah, I think if Albert's wondering, there's
Oh,
literally one
uh,
side quest where you have to get a pan back for an old
a
lady.
frying pan
Yeah, frying pan. I know it sounds
for an
boring
old
and all,
lady.
but I know it sounds boring and all, but I think you had to go through like several monsters to get it.
Yeah, yeah. To get that pan, you have to go through so much obstacles.
There there was there was so much story in that one frying pan than there is in I don't know Minecraft.
Yep. I want to see that happen in. I want to see that happen in the big on TV on the
So,
series.
but if you're
Make that like
wondering,
a
so
three-parter.
Yeah, it is a series, a US Netflix series, and apparently The Witcher is also based on a book. So yeah.
it is based on a book. I
I
remember
mean,
that
like
there was one
books
or two episodes.
adaptation usually goes well sometimes, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
not
Book. I
Divergent.
mean, that's the
Divergent
thing.
shit.
That's the thing though. Like book adaptations work. Like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. Like maybe this could work because technically it's a video game based on a book. So the movie is a book adaptation too, not just a video game adaptation.
And once
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
this is on Netflix. Their track record currently has been mostly positive, and this is something that's going to be
Yes,
long form.
mostly
And by net,
positive. That is why they cancel Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Daredevil.
no, I mean
Usually
like
because Disney is making
in
it.
terms of quality, they are usually good. That's what I'm saying.
And yet they keep Jessica Jones.
And in terms of people watching it, I don't know. And don't talk smack on Jessica Jones. She's watching right behind me. That Funko Pop right over there.
Jessica
But
Jones is bad. And you should feel bad for liking it.
Why are we just bullying Albert? Anything he does just like a joke.
Okay, okay.
Free fire.
All right, all right.
Okay,
Let's get okay.
I'm
Let's
voicing my
let's just
opinions
dive
here.
in. We're wasting too much time here. We gotta talk about the real deal, the Minecraft movie. Okay, what are your thoughts on it?
To be
Ariq,
honest,
Ariq, you think it should be an R-rated Minecraft movie? That's what you told me before in the pre-show.
hey, it
But
didn't work.
I
I mean,
agree so much. I agree so much on R-rated Minecraft, and I want it to be like how we experience it. So I want like them to be going
wait,
into a
how
server, and there's this
are we
one
talking
autistic
here?
12-year-old that's like, yeah. I want it.
What is
Okay,
the
what were you saying, Ariq? I had no clue what Kelvin just said.
he said he wants an impression of a 12-year-old in the actual game. Because,
Yeah, you know how
12-year-olds.
when you play Minecraft online, then there's always that
Get
one
out of my
like kid.
room! I'm playing Minecraft!
Yeah, and then like the one kid like, no, why you kill me? Don't this house?
Okay, are you saying you would rather see a movie about the playing of Minecraft instead of a movie
Playing
about the movie of Minecraft?
Think about this. Think about this. Think about this. If you make it about playing of the Minecraft, you're technically watching a lot of movies in one movies. You're watching the Minecraft movies, and in that Minecraft movies, the player can be playing like a Hunger Game. So you're basically watching Hunger Games again.
Minecraft Hunger Games. Is that how
And then,
you're gonna like bring this? Okay,
and
wait,
then,
wait,
and then
wait, wait.
you play Minecraft. You know how many gameplays are there.
Yeah, servers.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, this is the thing, okay? Like, but on a more like serious note, I think you mentioned before, like, oh, the Hunger Games, the Hunger Games. If Minecraft is gonna be like, say, the Lego movie, I'm like, oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Like, 'cause the Lego movie, like, obviously that was quite good, right?
Hmm.
I mean, at least I enjoyed it quite a lot.
It's okay.
And
But yeah, oh yeah,
and
It's
Lego
Warner
doesn't,
Bros.
yeah, and
So
Lego does not have a story either. It's just building. It's just kids building blocks. What the hell is Minecraft? Kids building blocks too. So basically,
You're
it's
not
like it's
wrong
kind of like
there.
the same thing. So it's kind of like the same thing. Like if they can pull it off something similar to Lego Movie, it'll actually be quite decent, quite, or at least will make a lot of money since kids will
yeah.
watch it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it will make a lot of money. And back to the concept of
Every 12-year-old is like, Mom, can I have tickets to watch Minecraft movie?
Yeah, it's like why
yeah.
people like the
Awful
reason why
thing.
people watch Angry Birds movie.
Yeah,
Kids.
it's like
Well, that
kidding.
movie was released like 5 years too late. The trend was over. But Minecraft, I'm
Oh
pretty sure is still Minecraft is still huge now, isn't
no,
it?
or they can actually just follow the Telltale game story.
Yeah, yeah. Telltale,
Oh
because that's
yeah,
the thing.
Albert mentioned that before you were here. He said like if they followed something like Telltale, it could actually pull it off.
And among you guys, I will probably say I haven't played Minecraft in a while, but I will still be confident to say I know the most about Minecraft among you guys. And
Yeah, I
they
agree.
don't really have a story, but they also have a goal, like the Ender Dragon quest. That's sort of a story. They could turn that into a storyline for a movie. Like you start off as a character that is like have nothing, and then like, oh, now you have diamond armor and you look fighting the Ender Dragon. That could be like climax or
I don't have
something.
a feeling that
If you want to go that simple.
if you mention a trailer like that, like if you mention the movie like that, I believe like the trailer will go like, "This is Steve. He's a loser," but then he starts building, and then all of a sudden he's king.
Steve is a lunar loser in the middle of the sea, and then zooms out. Boom. You know how
Yeah,
you
and then
spawn
you've
in
got the
like
whole
on just
Minecraft
an
world,
island
and that
and
thing
you
is
make a boat out
massive.
of one tree?
Yo, one at a time. I didn't know what just happened. Both of you speak at the same time right
And like
there.
Steve has to make a boat. Then you see like 15 minutes of him punching trees. Then opening Wikipedia on how to make a boat.
Yeah, no, this is what we're talking about. We can't have it too literal. We can't have the whole thing just him punching trees and make a boat.
No, no. I want a scene where he punch a tree and it works.
Like, I was like, what?
Then I
Like
want
a
to see.
character's like, you
Okay.
can't just cut down a tree with your fist. Oh
All
yeah.
right. One more thing before we move on from this topic of the Minecraft movie. It's for sure going to make money because, especially for the kids, because you know that there are I'm I I'm gonna say at least 100 of like Minecraft novels. Well, not very thick novels, like
Yeah, I saw a
children's
lot of
novels.
it.
It's thick.
I saw a lot of it in
It's
Remedy.
multiple chapters, and there are multiple storylines. And I saw this on the store, like when I was in Sydney. There's like tons of different storylines that I didn't even thought was possible in terms of in the Minecraft world. Like there's one the style like the adventure through the lava or something like that. I don't know. So I guess there are lots of potential storylines, and it's not just a game. It's famous for the book, so it's definitely going to make money for Minecraft.
And I just checked. Wait, I just checked here that Minecraft has about almost 100 million players every month. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
Even
insane.
now.
that's a massive fan base. if they
Yeah,
all watch, it's a lot of money they're gonna make for Minecraft.
yeah.
Like, what are the
So
chances Minecraft beat MCU in money make?
Minecraft cinematic
Based on the
universe.
play, based on the player base,
Yeah.
it's actually possible. It's actually a possibility. It's plausible. It's not saying they will do it, but it's not exactly a far cry. Oh look, that's a game I just mentioned.
Yeah, and right after this, we will jump into the topic of which movies do we want to see adapted into video game.
Okay.
No, which
That's
video
because
game we want to which video game we want to see adapted
that
to movie. But
if I'm being honest, that's literally why I came to this show, just to discuss that part of the topic. It's
all
the
right,
most fun.
but real quick, what you guys think? I wanted to talk about this earlier, but didn't got a chance to slip it in. What you guys think of the of like movies not based on a video game, but movies about video games like Wreck-It Ralph
Ready
and
Player
Ralph
One.
Breaks the Internet, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, Ready Player
Oh,
One,
Jumanji is just amazing.
Edge of Tomorrow, Tron Legacy, Scott
Uh,
Pilgrim versus the World. Those are movies based
Those
about video games, but not based on a video
I've
game.
never watched the Cod Pilgrim, but that's the thing. But of course, I've heard good reviews. Kelvin, you've watched.
I feel like most of them are
like,
more successful than just video game movies, but that's maybe because they got more
yeah,
flexibility in terms of story.
Yeah. That's why
yeah, I know. I haven't actually watched the what's the name?
Scott Pilgrim.
No,
Ralph,
no, the other one. No, the
Ready
other
Player
before
One.
that. Yeah, that one. I haven't actually
Uh,
watched it. And Sugar Rush. I haven't watched it. Oh, Wreck-It Ralph too. In Japan, it's
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Rush.
Oh, really?
oh yeah.
Yeah, the title is Sugar Rush, not Wreck-It
That's
Ralph too.
cool. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Basically, yeah. Because of the flexibility, that's why it works better. You can make anything you want out of it. There's no rules, you know.
You
Man,
can
like
just
Right.
look at
evolve the
Ready Player One.
character.
They just put every game into that movie.
Yeah, you see like different characters. Many of them I recognize. I mean,
Everything in fiction
They
is in
put
that movie.
Gundam in.
Yeah, they have King
Yeah,
Kong. They have everything in there.
like I mean, like they're successful because like for example, I'll say like for Ready Player One, people are like, oh, I know that character. Oh, I know that character. I want to see them now. So they go in.
Literally, the whole movie is a big Easter egg. So is the
Man,
storyline.
like the only reason why I was interested to watch Ready Player One was because the characters that I saw. So I'm guessing it's
Yeah.
kind of similar to some people.
Some familiarity to us,
I'm
especially
not sure
those.
about you because you don't play games that much, bro.
So I
I
mean,
got some of the Easter eggs. Like I know it. If like I saw that Overwatch character. And talking about Overwatch and talking about flexibility, Kelvin, is this? Are you saying that the potential games that you want to see turn into movies are games that have a flexible storyline which they can adapt well, or what? Just
Yes.
shoot some. Kelvin, Ariq, go ahead. Probably Kelvin, go first. Shoot some ideas. What video games you want to see, and why they should be turned to movies, and why you think they might work.
The game I've mentioned before, Gears of War. First of all, I really like that game. The only reason why I buy Xbox at the time. So yeah, Gears of War. It has a very compelling storyline. I would say for me, it's very compelling. It even almost made me cry at the third
Mia,
installment of the game.
was it when not
Yeah,
Dom?
because of Dome deaths,
Oh, yeah,
I almost
Dom.
like no. I almost cried. You see, you don't feel that much in games sometimes, but this one, in a game where you're basically just killing a bunch of monsters, you actually feel sad. So if you turn gear, and then also Gears of War have that the thing I told you about the linear storyline.
Yeah.
So because of that, I would say it's easier to turn that into a movie. However, I don't want the movie to like 100% fully recreate it. Like give them like 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 give him something
New
extra, you
cast.
know.
How about new
No, not the
cast?
cast.
Like
As in
still
like
follow.
add in like
So you still want to
some.
follow Marcus?
Yeah, I still want no, as in like add in some like like if they just make it 100% follow the game, like why would I even watch it? You know,
You already
add like
you already played it.
something that's not in the game but doesn't
Break the
break
game.
the flow of it. You know, something like that. I guess
Yeah.
I'm not sure how to say it. You get what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
Yep.
so it doesn't like break the game's, feel the feel, the atmosphere of the game. Like it's still
yeah.
sensible in
Also
that
like
universe.
but the only problem I think about Gears of War of why it might not work is because like in the first Gears of War, you're basically just put into the in the midst of the battlefield. You don't know what's going on, you know. But then like in the series, in the game series, there's Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. The more you play, the more you understand about the how the world works there on what's happening. So I'm not sure how like because like imagine you just watch the first Gears of War and like they make it into a movie, but then you watch it like you don't know anything about the world, you know.
You're just gonna put
So I
in
don't.
there.
Yeah, exactly. It's not really good in my opinion, since the people don't really understand the world building. So yeah, that's like one of my concerns if they're making that into a movie.
Right.
But it has to be R-rated, of course. Who wouldn't want to see a guy rip off another beast's arm and then hit that beast with no arm with
With
his
the
arm?
arm.
Okay. So, all right. We'll take one from Kelvin. Let's hear one from Ariq. Ariq, do you have Gears of War on your list also, or do you have something else in
um,
mind?
Gears of War is fine. I was gonna say Last of Us, but then again, they already made that. It's called Logan.
True.
Oh no, but that's the thing though. Like, what's a good? No, like, it's actually hard for me to think. Like, you could either approach it like this. Like, you could say you can approach it more like the typical action, the fun action movie. Like that's why I keep saying like, oh, Just Cause that game series would probably make a good movie because story wise it isn't too complicated and you can literally just make it anything you want. You can change it and it will still have the same feeling. But so long as it has all that, all that cool action scenes, all that like they could like if they could portray the action that was done in the video game, like yeah, that movie would work well. It'll be something like Fast Furious, like Fast Furious
Mhm.
7, 6, 7, full of action, but it's actually really good. It's not just pointless stupidity like Michael Bay's like Michael Bay's Transformers, not like that. It's completely different.
Right, right.
But I would like to see something like Last of Us, because Last of Us actually has a really like like the story and the character development in Last of Us. That thing is actually really good, and it's also filled with plenty of action in it. Also, like basically, it's basically like Logan, like Logan itself. Like the characters are compelling, the story was quite good and all that. Like that's the thing. Like I'm a bit cut in between whether I or not I should pick a video game that's like simple, easy, fun, or something that's like compelling and like compelling story and
Mhm.
character development.
I feel like,
See what I mean?
yeah, I feel like if I'm comparing this to comics, like the comics with the most mythology and the most like world building
Mm.
are usually quite fascinating to see in the big screen. Like, uh, Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, they might not be the most popular one, but the concept of the quantum realm and the mirror world, they're quite interesting. So for one that I choose, by the way, Kelvin, you told me to do my research. I did my research. I got a lot. I'm writing here. I'm not gonna mention all of them
Whoa.
because I did not only I Googled some stuff, but my roommates love video games, so I asked help from them, like give some ideas. They mentioned some names.
Is it Scooby?
Some of them I googled it and saw like trailer, and I don't think it's gonna work as movies. But first of all, the one that I'm gonna say first is the one that I sort of thought of first. I was playing Smash Bros, and of course, my favorite character so far that I've been enjoying is Zero Suit Samus, and that's Metroid.
Yeah, Metroid.
And so I think Metroid could have the potential in terms of world building. They have this weird space thingy with like the viruses and shit. You got that big vulture Ridley. We got like robots and tech and stuff like that. It could work as a live action. Uh, who knows? It's like Iron Man in space practically, right? So it might work. And
He's already in.
just compile the lore from the multiple games. I don't know how many games are there, and I know it's like a side-scrolling game thingy. I don't know what's it called, but you could just compile the lore, make a new storyline, and I mean, I've seen some interest online for like some Metroid game. I'm gonna bring up Brie Larson. Her Halloween costume was she dressed up as Zero Suit Samus, and she mentioned like, "Oh, let's make a Metroid movie. Make it happen, Nintendo." So I don't know. That might happen. You're gonna talk smack
No,
about
no,
Free Fire, are you?
I mean, it'd be very interesting. Yeah, I would
You
like to know what.
goddamn right, Albert. You're going to talk smack about Free Fire. No,
All right.
but
You bet
I
your
don't
Brie
want to
Larson
see
again.
a Metroid movie where she's not turning into a ball, but instead she's crawling.
Oh yeah, that I saw that. Okay, since I never played Metroid, since I haven't played Metroid, I saw like gameplays of it this morning. I'm like, the fuck she turned to a ball? How is that physically possible? Also, I'm not saying that Brie Larson should play, but that's just an idea. Like I don't know. Anyone could play. I don't know how old Zero Suit Samus is, but Charlie Theron's probably too old for the role. I'm just thinking of blonde actors right now, but yeah.
Blood actors.
I want.
Oh my guys.
I
Okay.
want.
It could work.
Yeah, I don't know. Metroid in terms of Nintendo, Metroid's probably up there in other than like maybe Zelda. I don't know. Okay, Kelvin, let's
Oh, Zelda
let's
would work,
do
I say.
yeah,
Kind
let's
of.
you wanna do two more each? Two more movies, two more video game movies each?
Sure, I don't mind.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Ariq,
Another
do you
idea.
have another one? Or I can go again if you want to.
I guess you can go again for now. Let me just see what.
Yeah,
There's
Okay.
so many video games. I just
All
can't
right.
pinpoint which
I
one
got
would be
several in my list, but I'm gonna mention the one that's sort of the most different. Earlier in the show, I mentioned like most video game movies are just action spectacle, but there are many genres. There are horror games, stuff like that. Which my next one is a horror game, which my roommate recommend. It's Dead by Daylight. I'm not sure what that game is about, but I saw the
I know
trailer.
what that game is about. You want me to explain it, or it's Dead by
Uh,
Daylight. It's basically, well, if you want me to explain
I've
it, I
never played it.
can.
yeah, I'm just gonna say it's like it's a horror. It can be like a horror movie. It looked like a slasher movie, slasher game. It
It's
could
a
be like a
slasher.
slasher
It's a
movie.
slasher game.
And the horror
It's a,
movie genre is like rising right now. There are so many good horror movies in
it's
the
a,
so this
it's a
could have a chance.
slasher. It's a slasher multiplayer game. So yeah, you have like four people running away from the one
No.
slasher guy.
Here's the
Basically like
thing
that.
about. I think this from the Dead by Daylight. I saw some of the villain trailer.
Hmm.
The villain, I like the villain. It has that creepy vibe. There's this one
They
thing
have
girl
great designs.
that's
The
like
villains.
small, and she's using like that. I don't know. I really like this character. Like she's using like a bunny mask. It's like and she's just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
with a
yeah.
knife. Like,
Yeah, yeah. There's also like
and
this
and then there
nurse.
and then there's one guy with a mask. It's just like a blank mask, but then like he draw a smiley every time he kills with the blood. That's pretty creepy. So yeah, I want to
Right.
see that.
There's also like a teleporting nurse or something.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, so Dead by Daylight could have a potential, especially because horror movie and definitely most likely R-rated, right? And I'm just gonna say my other one real quick, so you guys can go ahead with yours after this. My other one also R-rated. It looks. I only know this character because of Smash Bros. Once again, I've never played the game, but Metal Gear Solid, I feel like have a pretty good chance if they make a movie. It seems pretty down to earth in terms of story, based on the trailer that I saw. And I don't know
But
much about Metal Gear Solid, but it might
you
work.
want to know one of the feature in the game?
What?
Do you want to know? It's very fun.
Go ahead.
You can literally stand next to an enemy while hiding inside a box, and they wouldn't know.
Oh, I know. That's one. That's one of the gag in Smash. You can hide inside a
That's
box.
like one of the gags. That's just one of the gags. Like,
In the
Yeah.
box.
Imagine you see that. Imagine you see that in the movie. It's like, whoop, hide in the box. Don't you want to see that?
I actually want to see that. Like you bring a
Okay.
box everywhere. Oh no!
And then they have to fit in the box somehow, and you just have to buy it. All right.
No.
Ariq or
Imagine
Kelvin.
Quiet and Metal Gear Solid in a movie, Vic. That's Bert, no, you cannot put Metal Gear Solid in the movie. It's too R-rated. There's one character that's basically not wearing any clothes all the time.
Oh.
she's just wearing underwear.
Well, I didn't know
Quiet.
that, so but that is why I'm not qualified for this. But Kelvin and Ariq is. So you guys take it away. Ariq, you go first. What other movie you want? What other movie you want to see?
Me? Actually, the more I think about it, the more it could probably work. Even though I don't play the damn game or even hated it. No wait, no, I played the game, but it's the cheap version. Overwatch. It's actually actually the thing about Overwatch is that like
I have
if
that in
you
my
watch
list.
the anime, you watch the animated shorts, they're directed quite well. A lot of it has been directed quite well, and they're actually very interesting. And the characters actually have the characters actually are written properly, especially one of them. I think her name was Diva. Like she was kind of, I don't know. I thought she was very cringy because they go to that that gamer girl thingy, but in the actual like animation, she's actually suffering from some kind of like mental illness, PTSD and all that. I was like, damn, they really know how to make this like story work really well. Like if they could make this into a movie, it could actually be really well. Like it could be like the movie would be like it's a simple plot or anything. I don't know. It can make anything they want. Like simple, compelling, and also filled with action. Like so, it's all balanced out. The only problem is that there's literally 29 characters in Overwatch, and you can't. It's hard to make all of them a center focus. So I guess they have to like work their way around that. But like as a series, however, it would probably work a lot better. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why.
I think if they make like uh Overwatch universe like MCU
Like
kind
an
of
Overwatch
thing.
universe would probably work quite well. Actually, it's kind of interesting. Like because I do like the sci-fi setting of Overwatch. It's kind
I
of cool.
want
I
to
personally
see
think it's a cool design.
the hamster to get his own movie.
I have no clue what
So
you guys
that's
talking about.
definitely something. That's something definitely we would want to see. See, that's interesting. It's like a very interesting world building in Overwatch.
But yeah, I do have that in my
You know
list,
Overwatch,
even though
right?
I don't know what. I know I've seen people play it. I don't know what it's about. That's the extent of Overwatch
Uh,
that I know. So I
That's the
have it in
thing,
my
though. There
list,
isn't
but
really
I assume you guys will talk about it, which is why I didn't really do my research for Overwatch. So yeah.
I
Overwatch
don't
is
not think that
basically if you
Overwatch
play
is
the
really.
game, but Overwatch they don't tell any story from the game. You have to
It's
read the
just
lore, the Wikipedia, or like the animated shorts to get the story.
it's
In the
yeah, it's
game, they did
multiplayer.
try
That's the
to
thing.
tell the story a bit, but no one really
Oh,
cares.
see, now I just missed out a point. The reason why I mentioned Overwatch is not just Overwatch, just limited to Overwatch. I was actually trying to talk about like multiplayer games because multiplayer games they have a tendency to have a really good world build within them, but
Like
but they
Minecraft.
don't actually have a story. Yeah, yeah, like Minecraft, World of Warcraft
Look
technically
at
doesn't
Calvin's face.
like World of Warcraft technically doesn't have a story, but they did try to make it
Yeah, that's
regardless. But
true. That I know about.
In,
I
in,
know.
yeah, like
in
when is
China, it
like
was very popular apparently.
That's
multiplayer
like
games.
saying you want to make a Clash of Clan movie
No, mobile games are off this list. What are you
of this
talking
list.
about?
You don't want to see
It's off
you,
this. They do not exist. They do not
hey,
exist, and you do not bring mobile
we should
games.
always praise the very critically acclaimed Angry Birds movie.
The fuck is that?
I mean, like,
What did you say? All I see is Kelvin drinking milk. I didn't know what you said
Yeah.
before.
But yeah, so are you saying you don't want to see a Temple Run or a Candy Crush movie?
No,
Actually,
no, definitely.
Temple Run might be interesting. Now that I think of it.
Temple Run is just Indiana Jones. You already
yeah,
watched the
Exactly,
but
but
movie.
on the
Don't
run the
wait.
whole time.
I,
And
wa- I want.
Temple Run never have a happy ending. We can finally see happy ending in this movie. Ah.
No, we're not
what
watching
if
a guy playing for 2 hours nonstop, and then in the end
what
he
if
just dies.
Temple
It's a
Run they made it into like number 12 choices, So it's like you go and then like you have like 2 seconds to make a choice left or right. If you choose the wrong one, the movie ends.
Imagine. Okay, Mad Max. The whole movie is a car chase. Imagine Temple Run, but the whole movie is a foot chase.
Hmm.
What?
Wait. So the
Oh god, I just such a horrible idea.
This is why you don't bring the
no
mobile
no
games. They're just terrible. All of them.
no. I want a crossover of Subway Surfer and Temple Run.
Subway Surfer. This is too ambitious for anyone to even pull off. Not
Okay,
even-
Kelvin, what's another list? What's another movie on your list?
Uh,
Fortnite. Someone's gonna pick Fortnite.
While he's still laughing, he's trying to gather your thoughts.
I had one
Oh
in
wait,
mind just now.
why did I mention
do you
Grand
need
Theft
time to
Auto?
think about it first? We can go back to Ariq if you have any other.
Oh,
Let's go.
forgot the game name now.
Right, you need time, so I'll go to
Uh,
Ariq. I'll get to Ariq
be-
first while you gather your thoughts.
wait, no, wait.
We're
I
not
think
just gonna
it's
wait in silence.
Beyond. No, no,
We're
no,
gonna be
no.
a
It's
podcast.
Beyond Two Souls. Let
Oh
me check
right,
the
yeah,
game.
yeah. Beyond
Beyond
Two
Two
Souls
Souls.
is like one of those Telltale games. Also, like it's mainly story driven, not action,
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
Life
I
is
think yeah.
Strange.
Beyond.
Life is Strange is also like one of those types of games. It was very famous.
Right.
Yeah,
So
Beyond Two Souls. The Beyond Two Souls. It's really great. Yeah.
Really great,
It's basically
yeah,
like.
yeah.
What's
Wait,
the name? What?
how about God of War?
The fourth one would work. The rest,
Fourth
I don't
one.
know. One, two, three, I
Okay,
don't know.
1, 2, 3 is a
Yeah, you
good
know what?
four.
I'm changing my pick. I'm changing my pick. Screw Beyond Two Souls. God of War 4. Make that into a movie.
I have God of War in my list, but
What was the
Yeah.
name, Kelvin?
Don't you
I
want?
was sure Kelvin gonna bring it up. That's why I didn't bring it up.
You can't just
I know you were gonna bring it up.
Don't,
you can't just put like God of War
don't,
4.
don't
Like,
you want to
oh, the
see
movie
people?
starts at
Don't
4.
you
Yeah,
want to see them
it
like,
cannot be the 4 right away.
boy, boy?
You just
No,
wanted
God
to
of War
say
4.
boy in real life.
Yeah. Like once the guy say boy, I leave the room.
I have
All
no
you
clue
need
what's
to
going
hear,
on.
just
No.
boy.
Here's the thing. God of War. Yeah, that would work. The story. I mean, like, no. Here's the thing. The game itself, when you play, if you play God of War 4, yeah, you don't feel like you're playing a game. Actually, you feel like you're watching a movie. Yeah, that's how I feel when I was playing it in my PS4 that time. Mostly
And
because like in God of War 4, what's the name? The UI is like it's just like very small, little bits of everywhere. But
yeah,
then like you
it's
don't really
minimalistic.
notice them. So when you're playing, and then the story of God of War, even though they give you the illusion of like it's an open world, but it's actually a linear storyline. So you can make that into a movie, as I mentioned before, like the linear
Uh-huh.
storyline thing. And then they have also, and then they have good character building, like how Kratos and his
Boy,
boy
boy.
relationship. Yeah, and then of course you can get cool action scenes from there. So yeah,
Yeah,
I would say
definitely.
that's pretty cool.
Brutal action scenes.
However, I'm not sure about like they still need to tell the history of I would say Kratos and stuff,
Yeah, that will be
because like
tough.
we know because I watched my brother play the game 1, 2, 3, so I know the story. That's why I can appreciate God of War 4 a lot. I'm not yeah, I'm not sure if people that don't know the history of Kratos would feel as much as I do when I play it. Yeah,
Okay, right.
that
Yeah, that's
yeah.
just a. I guess that's a concern for all games possibly, unless it doesn't. If it have deep lore, but if it doesn't have that deep of a lore, like once again, Minecraft, I guess they sort of have a lore, but it's not that deep. All you have to know is you can make stuff and survive. So
That makes no sense. That's not even a lore, isn't it? It's just a mechanic.
no, so
That's not
yeah,
a logger. That's a feature.
It's
so yeah.
just a mechanic.
Uh, I'm checking time right now, and we're sort of running kind of
Oh.
long. But Ariq, Kelvin,
Mm.
you have another one, at least one more or something that you want to mention?
Rick, you understand anything? I have a good one, I
I
think.
don't know why I was thinking of Grand Theft Auto. Is it because it's just famous, or is it because like
Yeah,
I mean, like the
okay.
story itself is
the
pretty
problem
good.
with Grand Theft
You
Auto
think,
is that
you think that will work? Because Grand Theft Auto is a huge franchise. You think Grand Theft Auto movie could
no.
work?
That's the thing about Grand Theft Auto. It's literally just bad people. Like literally, it's just like guys
No,
going on heist and shit.
but
Like it will be confused by any other action
You think
movie.
it could be like just a good heist movie?
I
Just
would
a good
say
heist movie. Yeah, yeah, it could work. Something like along the lines of Ocean's 11
Yeah,
or something.
Oceans. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
more R-rated maybe.
But more, probably more fucked up. I don't know how to
so
mention it.
imagine
Apart
like
from more fucked up and more
Isn't there
action.
like three characters in the newest Grand Theft Auto or something?
Grand Theft Auto
yeah,
5,
three.
yeah, there's three characters, and you
Yeah,
follow
like
their story.
I mean, you could get someone like Frank Grillo in there who play Crossbones in
No, but the
Civil
what
War,
they make
or you
the
could get Michael B. Jordan because I know there is one African
Oh,
American.
Michael B. Jordan as Franklin. Oh, that's cool. That's actually quite
that's
cool.
pretty cool actually.
That's actually
Yeah,
quite
But
cool.
here's the thing. I want Trevor to play himself.
Oh yeah, the actual voice actor Steve
who is?
August.
Yeah, the voice actor for Trevor, they model the character after the voice actor.
Yeah, they look
Yeah,
exactly alike.
Is he an
And
they
actual
look
actor
exactly the same.
or is he just a
he's
voice
just a
actor?
They
voice
look
actor though. He's
exactly the
not an
same.
actual actor.
I think his name was Stephen Ock. I think.
Steve August, yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
Stephen Ock. I think that's his name. The actor's
I
name.
mean, I mean, he can. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not saying that. I'm pretty sure he's not a good actor, but when it comes to acting as Trevor, yeah,
Yeah, he
like
can.
if
He do very
he
well. I
can
think.
act as Trevor, just as Trevor, but as like any other character, maybe not. But as Trevor, oh yeah, Mm,
Oh,
definitely.
And
Yeah,
uh,
they're like all in the same age range, right?
yeah.
man, like Franklin's the youngest.
Yeah, Franklin's the youngest. Yeah. So Mike, who would go well
Michael B.
as
Jordan would
Michael?
work.
I
Man,
don't
like
know why.
Michael, dude, RDJ.
You know what I'm
RDJ,
you know
he's
what I'm
too.
thinking. You know what
Michael's
I'm
fat
thinking
as
right now.
fuck. But
Right now, I'm thinking like imagine a trio maybe not comedy, but like a heist movie, but with Michael B. Jordan, Ryan Reynolds, and Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Or maybe.
One American, one Canadian, and one British guy.
What
Okay.
America would maybe that could work. I mean,
Like,
that's the thing though. But
oh, sorry, man.
that's the thing about Grand Theft Auto though. Like you can literally just switch it all up. Like everything can
Yes,
be switched.
Yeah.
Characters. It doesn't. You don't have to use Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. You can literally have it
that's
anyone
true.
else.
We can have
Just
Peter
like
Dinklage.
you can have. Oh, that would be amazing. He'll be like.
You can make Peter Dinklage into a normal sized man.
Peter Dinklage as Snow White. Remember that?
Dude, Peter Dinklage was a giant.
You get to play
Okay.
the biggest character in this movie. Oh, finally.
All right. Before we wrap up, let's just do like let's do what's it called? Rapid fire. Just mention some rapid fire. Kelvin, you go ahead first.
There's a game that nobody played except me and my brother. Fatal Frame.
I know that
I
game.
bet you don't know that.
They're
Yeah, but
gonna
you don't
make the
play.
movie. They're gonna make the Indonesian movie. Wait, they already made it. Dread Out. They made the movie for it.
Oh,
You
they
know the
did?
Indonesian version, right? Dread Out.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I have no
Yeah,
clue.
yeah.
That is
This is not
They
rapid fire.
already made the
This is
movie.
medium fire.
yeah. This is not what I have in mind when I say rapid fire. Okay, I'm just gonna mention some of the movies in my list because I don't know them that much, so maybe you guys can add on to it. Okay, no, never mind. That one was not a good idea. Overwatch, we mentioned it. The Witcher, Gods of War. Okay. A Way Out. That's like a prison break movie.
Oh yeah,
My
I've
roommate
seen it.
played it, but it's a very linear story. I don't know how it works. Far Cry was in my list, and
Don't know how.
maybe I wrote down Mirror's Edge. I don't know if you guys know that. I just saw the trailer. It looks
I know.
interesting, but one of the
I know
problems
what
is
it
that thing is in first person, so I don't know how they're gonna do that because I don't know if
Oh, dude.
What that movie Kelvin mentioned, the first person movie?
Danger Henry,
Dangerous
then
something.
Danger Henry, something like that.
Danger.
Yeah.
I thought that's a kid show.
No, but it was really good.
Okay, so yeah,
No, but what are you talking about?
those are in my list. I have others in my list like Quantum Break, Portal, but I don't think they're gonna work. This one.
No, I have one game that I really think would work, but it'll be like a 3-hour movie. Horizon Zero Dawn.
That could be a series, maybe.
That won't take 3 hours. We can shorten that. That will make a good 2 hour movie.
But
Well,
Ariq, I want to see all the beast.
you will get to see 2 hours of
cool.
monsters. No.
Yeah,
You'll get to
they're
see
not
2 hours.
monsters. They're beasts. No, they're not beasts.
They are monsters. They're robot shooters.
Go on.
Robert, if you don't know Horizon Zero Dawn,
Yeah,
imagine
I don't know, obviously.
imagine the movie Avatar, with the blue man, not the kid, the bald kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all the beasts in Avatar turn that into a machine,
So
and you get a bow and arrow.
there are benders.
No, no.
Avengers.
The
There
Avatar.
are
James
benders.
Cameron. James Cameron.
All right. Why am I thinking of Aang again? What the fuck? Okay.
He said not. He said not the blue one. He said. He literally said
I
not
said the blue one, not the bald one.
He clearly said it, but
he said not the bald
as
one.
soon as he says not the bold one, my head's like airbender.
Oh, the bald one. Oh, the bald one.
Wait, so Appa become a
I
robot?
said, no. Imagine,
Got it.
like
I got it.
it'll be so cool. But the thing is, the story about Horizon Zero Dawn, like everyone praised Horizon Zero Dawn for the story mode,
Story is
how the
okay.
story goes. People like it a lot, apparently. So
The plot line is okay at best, not okay.
the plot line is about it's coming of age kind of thing, a bit
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of coming of age. Like
Yeah,
at
yeah,
first, you
something
think
like
it's just about hunting, about killing monsters, beasts, but then like, oh shit, it goes deeper than that. Yeah, you go
People
from
thought it
like a
was-
coming of age into killing
people-
monsters into discovering
it
the
was-
village history.
Yeah, people
Dark
thought
history.
it was Monster Hunter sci-fi, but it's not Monster Hunter sci-fi. That's just the part
Yeah.
of the game.
So yeah, I think
Yeah,
that would work. And then
Horizon Zero Dawn could definitely work. How about my
Another-
suggestions? I'd go with what? Let's see, Halo. I mean, that's a big game series.
Right. We didn't even mention Halo. That cool.
Halo is a massive game series. Could work, and they have made movies. Luke Cage, the guy, he's in Halo. What the hell? He's in
Oh
Halo
yes,
5.
he was cast Mike Coulter. Wasn't there a
Yeah,
rumor?
but Kelvin, he's in Halo 5. Kelvin's
Oh,
like,
really? I didn't know.
I don't want to see Luke Cage in space. Why? Kelvin doesn't want to
I
see
thought there
Luke
was
Cage.
a rumor that a Halo movie was in development. I'll Google that while
Yeah, which one?
rapid fire you guys again go.
No,
I
no.
would
Halo, the Halo Reach will be so good if they make that into a movie. I want to see Emil getting killed.
you just want Halo Reach is technically one of the stronger storylines out of all the other Halo.
One of the best storyline, I would say. All right, another
Yeah.
movie, I would say NBA 2K19.
I don't think
has
sport-
mentioned this to
I don't
me
think
before.
sport team's gonna work ever.
No, the reason why he mentioned this to me
Dude,
before is because this
Albert, let me
campaign
tell you
story
something.
makes no sense.
But let me tell you something about
Comment,
NBA 2K19.
Shorten
It's
it.
so-
We don't have time.
Dude. My character burned down a hotel.
What the? You can do that?
Lost his girlfriend.
You can do that?
And lost his girlfriend.
I didn't know you can do that.
Dude, I burned down a hotel because I shoot illegal fireworks. And I didn't even get caught by the police.
So I guess
Best
in this
storyline ever.
Wow, I
in
didn't.
this con- in
I
this
really
context, it's just like it's just an athlete, but he has a really weird story with him. So it's not like the typical like Creed, where
Yeah,
he's just
exactly.
like, oh, I come from humble
Yeah,
beginnings.
dude,
So this
it's
one,
like it's
I
a feel
burned
good
down a
story,
hotel.
So
Dude,
just
it's a feel good story.
so
It's
just
not about the basketball. It's about the character. Like, oh, you are so good in the college, but you don't get drafted, and then you go to China to play, and then in China you don't get a chance. Then when you get the chance, you're like, oh, you got traded for a sandwich shop. I actually did get traded for a sandwich shop.
What?
Yeah, you get traded for a sandwich shop.
Legally
How confusing this is.
Right. So what you're saying is like imagine like Creed or Rocky, but instead of boxing, it's basically character story first, but with just happen to have basketball in it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. You get
Yeah,
traded
yeah,
for a
exactly.
sandwich shopper.
It's not exactly a video games movie, but
Well,
but
yeah,
And you burn
you
down a
know,
hotel.
but it's an idea. It's a very interesting idea.
yeah.
You
It's
burn
like
down a hotel with all your teammates in there.
Okay. All right. One more game. Mention it. Whoever said it first, go, and then we'll wrap up.
Borderlands,
Huh? More guns?
Borderlands.
Borderlands. This
Wow.
is just one
Yeah.
of those. Well, at least
All skins
Borderlands
is
2,
good.
at least. That one has story. First one is like, eh.
Yes.
The second one has story. No, the second one, the story is okay, but the antagonist is really good. So yeah,
Is it
yeah,
a handsome jet guy?
yeah, and some Jack guy, yeah, yeah. He's a really good antagonist. So it'll be cool to see
Oh,
him
I want
play
to
in
I
the
want to
next
say
one.
Bioshock, but I'm not sure how it would work.
Bioshock would be good for horror actually, horror and
I
action.
guess. Yeah. They already have the horror vibe of it, and they have the action for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you're talking about Infinite, Bioshock Infinite is a bit different.
No, the Infinite one is too confusing. Man.
Yeah. As you can tell,
Bro, do you think I know what happened in there? I was like, ah, ah.
Bioshock would be one. I've heard stuff about that. But
Yeah. I mean, you did mention horror before, so I was like, oh yeah, Bioshock is technically a horror game, but it has a lot of action in it.
yeah, last thing. I think remember we did movie fight, sort of movie brawl back in the day. I think we had this topic, and I think you mentioned Bioshock long back. I
Who?
Did
think
I
Me or
I don't
you?
Arik,
think I mentioned
Arik. I
Bioshock.
think Arik did.
Oh, did I? Really?
Yeah,
I
It's
think because at
probably
that
me.
time I was playing Bioshock. I
it
was
was
playing
it was
Bioshock at
it
that
was
time. That's
quite
why
a
I was like,
while. But yes, all right. So we are gonna wrap up this topic. The title of this podcast, I'm still deciding on it. Earlier, Arik said, oh,
I said, I literally said, make it clickbaity, put like Minecraft R
we
rated.
will, we will.
Oh, we will. Oh, never mind. Let's not clickbait.
That's what we're known for. We're gonna make. You have any ideas what titles should we tell, or should we stick with making a R-rated
We're not.
Minecraft movie? Question mark? Question mark?
We
No,
literally
no, no,
mentioned
no,
that
no.
for like 2 minutes.
Uh, uh,
We'll just have to make it
wait,
clickbaity,
I'm
but
thinking too
true at the
hard.
same
There's so
time.
many possibilities.
Make it as clickbaity as possible, but it's still true in certain extent.
Well, we did mention Minecraft, and it did mention R-rated.
You did mention Minecraft, yeah.
Okay, then. Well, I guess we'll talk about it
Video,
after.
video game movies, shit or
Making
not.
a Temple Run movie? A
No,
Temple Run got a movie?
you're just mentioning the very small topics.
It's like 5 seconds only. All right.
Yeah, Temple Run got a movie and much more.
And much more. Okay, then, in that context, fine. In that context, R-rated Minecraft and much more. Wink.
And that should be it. That's that. We got it. All right, we got it.
And then on the side, bracket, definitely not clickbait.
Yeah, okay. I like that idea so people know what they're jumping into. But once again, I didn't. Okay, I just thought of this idea right now because we're running out of time and I don't want to make the podcast so long. And I didn't tell Ariq or Kelvin about this. But after we wrap up this official podcast, I want to do real quick. I want to do a mini episode for this, like 6.1 or something, which we will do.
Is it of our backstory?
No, we will just mention like what is our favorite video game franchise and whether we think it can work as a video as a movie. So that's going to be for a separate podcast mini episode, like I don't know, 30 minutes something. But yes, for now, thank you guys for watching. Once again, leave a like and a review. We got the most views, by the way. Kelvin, he was not here just now, but we got the most views for our previous episode, even though we didn't get any reviews yet. But hopefully we got a 5-star review. We only accept 5-star reviews. Remember that. Anywhere you want
Only 6
leave a review.
4-star is okay too, guys. But 5-star is better.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
All right. We will only read the 5-star reviews though. So if you're gonna get a shout out, there you go. So Ariq, where can the people find you online?
You can find me on.
Online.
How is it? You can find me online. You can find me on Instagram.
Oh, you have no Twitter. My bad.
You can find me on Instagram at ariq.andrea. Yeah.
It is very.
Or you can.
Wait, there's a
Or
dot. I don't think there's a dot in your
is
Instagram.
there a dot? No, wait, no, there is no dot. That's my Just my Gmail. Don't find my Gmail. Don't find my Gmail. Don't find my Gmail.
Email him. Spam him. Spam his email. Spam his email.
Kelvin,
so many emails.
Kelvin,
Ariq Andrea.
where can the people?
Oh wait, I haven't. Hey, I haven't done mine, man.
All right, Steve, you want to go?
What the hell? Okay. Anyway, because this was about video game movies, and so on, you can find me in Steam on Steam if you want to play some games. Can you even see that? It's called at the Bluesmith, the Bluesmith.
What, did you know what you just
very
record?
clear.
You record the thing behind your laptop and not your.
I know, right? I can't fucking tell. See it? See it?
No,
See it?
we cannot see it.
Do you see it now?
No.
Well, the point is, it's the Bluesmith. There's a if you want to know why it's called that, check episode 6. I think.
Five.
I think it's 5.
Check episode 5. Why it's called the Blue? Then you'll understand why it's called the Bluesmith.
Okay,
And then you can
There's
find me
context
there
to
on
it.
Steam.
Kelvin,
There's a
where can the people find you online?
You can find me in Instagram at KYAce27. And you can find me in Steam by the name of Disco Monkey 007.
Disclaimer, he doesn't play
7.
anything.
Hey, you can play 2K with me.
You get like
And burn down hotels together.
and burn down hotels. That's the point of it.
And as
And,
always,
and if anyone want to carry me in Monster Hunter, please.
I'm right here, Kelvin. I
There you go.
have 500 hours.
here we go, Monster Hunters. We've mentioned you in 2 episodes now. Go ahead, sponsor us. And yes, as always,
Go ahead, Capcom. Go ahead, Capcom.
as
Let's go,
always,
Capcom.
you can find me at Twitter, Instagram, JAViradharma, on YouTube at Jaw Movies. I'm going to be, I don't know what I honestly don't have a resolution for 2019 for my YouTube channel. I'm still going to do movie reviews. Probably the first one I'm going to do is Glass as soon as that drops. I'm going to release on Instagram my top 10 movies of 2018 officially, because as Ariq mentioned earlier, our Councilmen's not going to do that episode. I'm going to do that personally. And what else up on my YouTube channel? Oh, Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. That should drop by the time this airs. So maybe a reaction, maybe not, who knows. Smowdown reactions, maybe there still is. And if anyone is listening from the Purdue area, me and a friend of mine, Matt Carnahan, we are, Kelvin, remember Movie Trivia Battle? We are making that as an official club in Purdue. So if you like movie trivia and you like the Smowdown, join the Real Genius Movie Trivia Club. That's going to be there at Purdue.
Albert,
I would
want my
join,
name
but
to be
there's an
there.
entire Pacific Ocean between us.
Bert, in the if there's the like a statue of like the co-founder.
We're not going to post ourselves to that extent. Like we're gonna be statues of the co-founders.
Co-founder.
So,
Co-founder. I'm just
No,
reminding you.
shut up with the co-founder.
I'll consider it. So, okay, guys, as always, thank you for listening and watching. I think that's all the plugs available. Don't forget, once again, leave a share the show. We've been
And
that's
before
great. But
and before we leave, if any of you misses Teguh and want him back on the show, please spam in the comments.
oh yeah,
Hashtag bring
No,
Teguh
no,
back.
no. Don't spam in the comment. Spam Ariq emails.
Spam on my email. Hashtag bring Teguh back. Bring Teguh back. Then he might come back.
It better be the next episode. When is this last episode? The Disney thing? That's been a
We're
while.
going to put. You know what? We're going to put up a poll. Will Teguh be back in the next episode?
Or should we kick him out? That and more in the.
Wow! Oh wow!
Okay, guys, Kelvin, I'll give you the honor. You can close out this episode as always.
And that
You
is
suck.
and that is all for the 7th episode of the what's on Councilmen.
Is that it? Is that all you have?
Okay.
A terrible outro.
And stay tuned for the next episode.
Say this.
Episode 8, which we haven't decided what it will be about and when it's going to come out.
Or when it's gonna be released.
Kelvin, you should say this. We should wrap up every episode with like the council has spoken. Go.
With that, the Councilman has spoken. And see you in the next episode.